Hi, boys and girls. Shout out to Nathan. I can't wait to hear what good jingles and commercial songs you have for us tomorrow. Even though you drive us slightly crazy because we get them stuck in our head, I do enjoy hearing them every day. All right, so we've got a quiz tomorrow on writing equations in slope-intercept form. And it's also on functions, identifying functions. Remember that? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go over the function thing really quickly with you right now. So if I were to give you something like this, 5, 2, 6, 1, 4, 2, is that a function? Yes or no? Yes, it is, because the x's don't repeat. Remember, x cannot repeat. It's okay for y to repeat, but not for x's. What if I gave you this table? Yeah, you don't even have to know what these are right here. As long as you see that x is repeating, you know it's not a function. And remember, we've got that mapping thingy. As long as there's only one line coming from each, then yes, this is a function. If I take this now and say the 2 goes to both the 4 and the 5, then no, it's not a function. Graphs of functions, vertical line test. If you can draw any vertical line, and that vertical line hits only once, then yes, it is a function. If you have a graph like this, and you draw a vertical line, and that vertical line hits twice, then no, it's not a function. This is no, and this is yes. So in a function, x cannot repeat. Okay, x cannot repeat. Think x marks the spot, x cannot repeat. Vertical line test, VLT, the vertical line can only hit once. If it hits more than once, then it's not a function. All right, if you want to write an equation in slope-intercept form from a table, you have to write an equation, y equals mx plus b. Please do not forget the m is the slope. The b is the y-intercept. So if it says y equals b plus mx, the m is still the slope. It's not the first one. It's the coefficient of x is the slope, and then the b is the y-intercept. Slope is our rate of change, so in a table it's change in y over change in x. Okay, so here we're adding 2. Here we're adding 6. So our slope is 6 over 2, which is 3. Y-intercept in a table, value of y when x is equal to 0. So b is equal to 1 here. So our equation is y equals 3x plus 1. All right, try these next few on your own. Write them down. Tomorrow I'm going to have the answers for you to check. So this is your first example. Remember, if you don't see where x is 0, you have to go backwards. So you write the equation, y equals mx plus b. If you don't see where x is 0, you're going to have to go backwards. Be careful. Here's example 2. Write the equation in y equals mx plus b form. Again, if you don't see where x is 0, you have to go backwards. All right, graphs. Y equals mx plus b. The m is the slope or the rise over the run. So here the run is 2, the rise is 3. So the m is equal to 3 over 2. Ask yourself, what would slope dude say? It would say puff positive, so it's positive 3 over 2. If the line was going down, then you would say nice negative, and it would be a negative slope. Of course, we erase that. There we go. All right, so y-intercept, it's easier on a graph. Highlight your y-axis. Find where the line crosses the y-axis. That's your y-intercept there at 0, negative 1. So our equation is y equals 3 over 2x minus 1. Or you could say plus negative 1. Okay, you guys know the ingredients. You all did so well in that last test. Please don't forget, all you're doing now is putting the slope as the coefficient of x and the y-intercept as the constant. All right, try this on your own. So this is number 3. Write the equation in y equals mx plus b form. Here's another one. This is number 4. In y equals mx plus b form. Don't forget to ask yourself, what would slope dude say? And then I'm giving you here this number 5 for a graph 2, because for this one, Look at the scale. Look what's over here. You can't just count the lines here. Look at your scales. Be careful with this one. Okay, remember you can't just count the spaces all the time. All right, from a scenario. You've been doing really well with these. Okay, the slope is always your rate of change, and the B is what are we starting with? So owners of a recreation area are filling a small pond with water. They are adding water at a rate of 35 liters per minute. There are 600 liters in the pond to start. Let W represent the amount of water in the pond, and let T represent the number of minutes the water has been added. Write an equation. So this is going to be number 6. Go ahead and try that equation. And then number 7. Lucy pays $224 in advance. Think about what advance means on her account at the health club. Each time she visits the club, $7 is deducted. What does deducted mean? From the account. Write an equation that represents the value remaining in her account after X visits. All right, number 8. I know this is a lot of practice, but it's good, isn't it? We're going to do well on that quiz tomorrow. Those of you who are doing this, thank you. Write an equation with the slope of 1/2 that passes through the point 12, 1. So y equals mx plus b. This is what we talked about today. What do we know? The slope is our m. We know that, and then we know an x, and we know a y. Plug in what you know and solve for what you don't know. And finally, number 9. Write an equation of the line that passes through the points 1, -3 and 3, 5. We have our x1 and our y1, our x2 and our y2. You're going to use those in the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, to find the slope. So that's equal to m, and then you also have an x and a y that you can plug in to solve for b. All right? Thank you for those of you who are trying hard and practicing. I'll see you tomorrow.